Hello, welcome back to another video. Richard here from richardchubb.com, and it is time for another photography video. So today I am going to go through very quickly how I edit and my whole workflow basically. If I'm traveling, if I'm on a holiday or out camping or out on a trip where I stay overnight and I want to get a decent photo out on social media, I am going to go through real quickly how I do that and how easy it is. So stay tuned. Okay, so before I go any further, I just want to remind you there's going to be a load of videos coming up about travel and photography, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to be made aware of those as they happen. Okay, let's get into this then. So we're now going to talk about my workflow when I am on a holiday or overnight. Sometimes when we did a 3-week trip around the USA a couple of years ago, I did blog posts every day. I wanted to put pictures out, but I wanted to edit them, and I did it all on my iPad. And I just want to show you real quickly the way that I did that and how easy it is. So here's what we do. So I'm using my main camera when I go away is a mind blank 5D Mark III. Okay, now this hasn't got the ability to send images wirelessly from the camera to the iPad or your phone or something, so I have to use a card reader, which I'll come on to in a second. If you've got a camera that does do that, then you can skip ahead to the next chapter. The chapters are listed below to see what happens next, but the first bit I'm going to talk about in a second is how I get the photos from the camera to the iPad. So go back to what I use. I've got the camera. I have, surprise, my iPad. I have a card reader which takes the an SD card. The SD card, the 5D Mark III takes a compact flash card and an SD card. So I have the SD card reader. I think you can get a compact flash one for them as well. So it records I put the same picture on both cards. But the picture that goes onto the SD card, which ends up going in here, is a very small file size. It's like 1 or 2 meg or something. I don't know. It's 1900 by 1000 or something. So it's not the full res raw file. It's just a small JPEG. So that means I've got my raw files on my compact flash card and my JPEGs on my SD cards, and it's the JPEGs on the SD card that I will bring into the iPad if I need to. While I'm out, obviously I don't want to lose any of those raw files that are on the compact flash card, so I have one of these, which is a portable hard drive with a compact flash card reader. I'm not going to get, you basically put your compact flash in, tell it to copy the files, it tells you when it's done, and you take it out again, and your pictures are on here and on the memory card. So you have got the 2 copies. I do that at the end of every day. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this because this is very old. I don't know if you can buy them anymore, and even if you can, I wouldn't recommend this one because it doesn't take some of the newer memory cards. It takes the compact flash cards that I'm using because they're already a few years old, but it doesn't, for example, take the SD cards that I'm using because they're newer, which is fine because I don't put SD cards in here. But that's why I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. It's just a hard drive that takes compact flash card. It's got a card reader on it, and you can download them. And I do that daily. So to get the photos from the memory card in here, like I said, low resolution or low file size images, JPEGs on here. This goes in here, and all you have to do then is open the Lightroom app on the iPad, which I am going to do now. So we have Lightroom here. There is nothing in it. Let's jump over to this screen actually, where you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just putting, it's a lightning reader. It goes in the end here, and eventually that card will be recognised in Lightroom. You can do this on Apple Photos as well if you haven't got Lightroom. The process is pretty similar. It will automatically register it. If there's any message that comes up, you can just say continue. And there's a list of I've just put 20 photos on here just for this video. You can see the photos that we took. This was just a camping trip I think we did last year. So obviously I don't want them all to post on social media. Maybe I want to do 1 or 2 on Instagram. So I will pick the ones that I want just by tapping. Let's pick that one because that looks like quite a nice scenery, and maybe that one there of the camper van. Let's just do 2 for the time being, and click on import. So I can now take the memory card out, and it's told me that 2 pictures have been copied. So that can now go back into the camera ready for when I'm shooting again. And I have these 2 photos in my iPad, which I can then edit. I've got some presets set up, so I'm just gonna, let's apply a couple of, which one should we use? Makes a difference, that one, and done. And we are gonna do, let's quickly do this one as well. Let's just do it from previous. That'll do all. So there we go. So they're edited now. And what I would do next is I would share them out to my Apple Photos, and the reason I would do that is I just find it easier if I'm sharing them. So I'll quickly do that now. So let's go back onto the iPad. So we're going to flick into Apple Photos, and I am going to set up a new album. And I would have done this before. Normally, I would get ready for this, but I'm going to just call this workflow example and save that. So I don't want to add any photos to it at the moment, so I'm just going to cancel that. But we now should have an album somewhere called, I don't know where it puts it here. There we go. Workflow example. No photos and videos in there yet. Going to go back to Lightroom, and the 2 photos that I've got I am going to share out to export to camera roll. Okay, so they are shared out now. So we are going to go back to photos, go into your recents, and they should be on there, which they are, and they will then ultimately sync through to my phone as well. So if I want to do a quick post to Instagram, I can, or email it or share it. It's just a lot easier for me when I'm out to do it from my phone, which is why I put them into photos. You don't have to do that. It's just what I do because it makes it easier when I'm out on the road to share. So once they're in, they've all been edited. I don't need to worry about anything or edited badly. But we are gonna now just gonna select those 2. And we are going to add those to workflow example. There we go. There. So that would normally be called USA trip or camping weekend or day out to the beach, whatever you want to call it. So they are now in the workflow album. And I will just do that daily. So that means that when I want to share them, I know exactly where they are. They've gone through Lightroom. It's the low res file from my phone, from my camera. I've got the raw file on my compact flash card, and I've got it backed up in my little external hard drive. And they are now ready to be shared to Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want to share them to. The one other thing that's good about that is I have got this edit swap saved, synced with my Lightroom on my desktop. So I can leave those in there if I want to. And when I get home, they should have synced through to my desktop. Now, they're only the low-res JPEGs, I realise that. They're only edited on an iPad, I realise that. But the point is that they will sync through. Let's just make sure we're syncing. So let's quickly open up Lightroom. And if they haven't synced already, they will sync through pretty quickly. I think they're already there. So that's it. So Let's fly through that again real quick. I've got the SD card. We pop it in. It will ask me if I want to import anything or if I want to continue. I'm going to pick one of, let's pick one of Max doing something silly. We'll import that one. I can now disconnect it. I click on there. I'm going to make that one. No, I don't want to do that. It's that one. Just going to make that one black and white so we can see it. Done. Share it out to camera roll. Done. Go back into here. Go into recent. There it is. Add that to my workflow album. And when I want to share, I know that all my pictures are in my trip album that I've just set up, which is there. And that should also sync through to Lightroom. So there's 2 there already. We would just have to wait now. Let's go back to Lightroom on here just to make sure there's no funny messages. That's syncing. So, well, like I said, when I get home, they should be syncing one photo. And hopefully any minute now, black and white picture of Max will pop through. And there we go. It's just popped through to the desktop. And there we go, all done. So that's it, really simple. I'm gonna leave it there now. Thank you for watching. I hope that was useful. Just a real quick way of how I deal with my photos when I'm on a trip or I'm on holiday. As always, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me till the end. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if this was useful for you and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And until next time, and I think that will be on Sunday, where we'll have something a bit more travel related, I'll see you then.